Later, I was to witness him wake a man from 50 life this who was about to be buried. When I finally found the courage to confront him, I found out his strength can induce a death like thought I was forced to retreat, unable to dispatch their talent, fix some of this. To target.
Hey, welcome everybody. I think somebody is I can hear a TV or something. If everyone can mute your line, that'd be good. Thank you. Can everyone see my screen? Oh, probably not yet. Hang on. Let me share my screen. Make sure it's the right one. Yeah. Okay. So welcome everybody. This is the first class. This one is really gonna, just be an opener for everyone to kind of like get a feel for what we're gonna be doing in the classroom, and to also, if you know someone, say hi. I do see a couple of people in here that I know. Vicky, hi Vicky, hi Raymond, hi Rashawn. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and jump into the module. See. I'm all over the place. Let me hide this thing. If you guys used to using Zoom, you get those panels, the little video panel, and it kind of just docks on your screen wherever it wants. Okay. So the first module is about AI, and this is, of course, for beginners. We have beginners, intermediate, and advanced learners in the classroom. So just kind of want to go over this. Some of you may have already been in, because I did open up this module, but here's a summary, and I'm not going to read the whole thing, but basically, AI has been around since like around 1940s, and it really became popular, I would say, at least to a lot of folks, right around COVID, right after COVID. And that's funny because during that time, a lot of people lost their jobs and they were kind of forced to reinvent themselves. And if you ask me, I believe that AI helps people reinvent themselves. Um, Not only did we as a society teach it, it also started teaching us. And if you have some of the history of what AI is, you'll know that it's machine learning. It's a lot of language models that they create to do certain tasks. And one of the most popular, of course, you guys know of one of these tools is ChatGPT. I think almost everybody has ChatGPT installed. So we've gone away from having to go to the libraries to do a lot of research to having the research, pretty much pushed to us right at our fingertips in our computers, because we can just go into our computers or our phones and search something, and you can get like a whole term paper, if you will. Um, so it's fascinating, because over time, like I said, we've trained it. And that's probably why you always see a disclaimer in most cases that um, the AI can be wrong. It makes mistakes because it has human input. Um, but anyway, let's move on from there. Um, I'll share a story. I was fascinated with AI. Probably I was in my 20s when I was in college and kind of learning about this. And I was like, that would be cool. And so back then, you can imagine all the things, robotic, if you will, that you could think of that you could do with computers. And so I was pretty much fascinated back then, and I'm seeing a lot of it come to fruition today. Um, we have what do you call those virtual assistants? You guys always see the chat bots. Some of those things, you probably saw earlier than like the 2020, 2019. They kind of started popping up, your chat bots and things like that, probably mid 2015, 2016 and stuff like that. But almost everybody today, like I said, has a chat GPT account. So that part of it's fascinating. And I have a resource down here for you to kind of go through. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's here. It's kind of the bigger lecture of what AI is. So if you wanted to get a deeper dive into AI, this is still kind of summarized, right? Because we know that it's still growing, it's still evolving. They just came out with ChatGPT 5. For those of you that have the 4.0, now they have 5, and a lot of people were actually upset about it because, well, my experience was it kept asking me too many questions. Would you like this? And how about I do this? And I'm like, can you just give me what I want? So we're kind of spoiled, right? We're kind of spoiled in a way now. But yeah, if you get a chance, kind of look through this. It's kind of like the brief history of what is AI and all the computation that goes into it. They say, I don't know if you guys are familiar with crypto, but they say that Bitcoin and crypto takes a lot of resources. Well, ChatGPT kind of steals everything. I also went to school for cyber, so I have a master's in cyber security. And you'll be surprised that almost every transaction has a hash behind it. And that's why it's, called the blockchain. But we won't get into any of that. That's kind of a little bit more technical. But yeah, here's your advanced topics in AI. You got deep learning. Right now, we are in generative AI, and ethical AI will probably you know, see that coming. And then we're also artificial general intelligence. I think, a lot of people feel like we're there as well. So that's this resource. The next part of this lecture was what is AI to me? So I'll go here. And maybe you've seen this, maybe you haven't, but this is more of a recorded session here. It's kind of in your leisure, go through it. And if you have any questions, uh, you can come over to the community. And I think I made a general discussion, or once we get into your labs and stuff, you can post questions, ask people things here in the general, and your weekly challenges. We did a challenge on Sunday, and I'm going to share with you guys some of what some of us came up with. So I'm going to go ahead and play this really quick. It's only 2 minutes, but these are the kind of things that, we're going to be trying to do in the classroom. So I threw this together really quickly. I said, it's Sunday. Let me come up with something and throw it out there. So not only do I want to motivate you, I want you to feel that AI is going to help you. AI will help you reinvent yourself. And you can be so many things. And by the way, yeah, we'll be doing a lot of no code. So this is a prompt. And so pretty much it was, um, you know, create your avatar. So yeah, it was kind of create your avatar. That is the instructor. Her name is VJ. And So we had a few people take the challenge, and I'm going to share their work because I'm so proud of them. So let's see, who will we find first? Um, Vicky. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Vicky's. And this is the avatar she created. She hasn't had a chance to do the video yet, but she plans on doing it. And her avatar is VB. Here you can see the L to L. That's part of the prompt. And my instructions were to kind of play around with the prompt so that you can make it look like you want. And so, she chose to give it glasses and, have it, change the hairstyle, and the boot color was black. So very good job, Vicky. And when she gets done with the video, she's going to post it in the classrooms so you guys can see it. So that was Vicky's. Let's see who we have. Yes, in here. Oh, we have someone else that I didn't get a chance to comment yet, I don't think. Sarah. Let's see what Sarah came up with. So Sarah it says, everyone meet Sarai. Nice. Okay. I like it. And so you can see well, we know it's AI. Okay. So it has LCL. And then Sarah is a kind of a turquoise color. Very good job. I like the background and stuff. So yeah, if you need help and you want to animate it, let me know, post it in the chat and we can give you a couple of pointers if you want to go ahead and like give her something to say and something to do. We definitely can do that. Okay, but those are some of the things that we'll be doing in the classroom. Let's see who's next. Oh, and I see I have a couple of questions in the chat. Okay, I think this is Dee's. And Dee
This
came
is
over.
Dee from Bees Right. Thank you for welcoming me because I love to learn. Let's invite members into this space. It's going to hit instantly.
Yeah, so I love this. B is D is B. D is she came over from Rich Girls Academy. She's one of the admins over there. So if you guys are not in the Rich Girls Academy, I would say definitely, get in there because they do some amazing, exciting things as well. So great job, D. Let's see. And then we have Coach Artesia. So let's see hers. Okay, so you can see on the name tag, she put Coach Artesia, but of course we said it's AI, but these are some kind of things that we can fix right on the name. We can fix that and then export that image and then get it back in there and do some more things. So great job. And I love that burgundy hair. And she kept the side piece. I would say this is the headgear, it's pretty awesome. Okay, let's see. Who else? And I'm gonna pop into the classroom and look at the messages pretty soon. Okay, I think that might be it. If anybody else has, done the challenge and I didn't highlight it, just put your message in the chat and I'll go and take a look. I'll have my assistant read off some of the questions that are popping in. Maybe they're just comments, but we'll see. If you do have any questions or comments, go ahead and put them in the chat, and so we can address those. So let me pop on back to the classroom. And so here you'll see the lab assignment and activities. So this is really, like I said, the way I wanted to set this up is you'll have your classroom and you'll go over this stuff. But then when you do your modules, your lab modules, it's going to actually take you to the document section. And so if you want to, pop in here and kind of read through this, there's a few assignments in here. I don't want to make it too challenging. let's see where it, oh, this is the, so this is the lab. What did I put in here?
Are entering a restricted area.
Welcome L2L Innovator. Your access is granted.
So when you get into the lab, you'll see that little cute video. It's kind of corny, but it's kind of cute, I guess. But anyway, this is kind of like the reflection I want you to have, because one of the things that I will say it challenges a lot of people, is the ethical side of AI. People think about, the bad that it could do, but I like to embrace the good that it's going to do. It's definitely helped me learn a lot. I have actually used it for court case I'm going through. I've used it for homework. When I enrolled in law school, I kind of quickly unenrolled because found out it wasn't for me. But it's amazing. And if you haven't, I mean, you can ask it anything. So here's one of your homework assignments, and it's just I think there's a worksheet in here. I will try to find the link to it directly and put it in the chat. And if I don't put it in the chat, I will put it in the discussion board. But what is AI to you? I want to kind of get. Did someone say something? Okay, I want to kind of get a feel for, what AI is to you and what you want to get from it. So we kind of did that when we had the questions come in. But if you get a chance, kind of go through some of the questions and post something in the discussion board. And so, and maybe I'll post this question here. This is the discussion. I'll pop that into the discussion section for our labs. And then you guys can just respond because one of the things is engagement, right? So we want to learn and engage each other and just keep the momentum up in here. That is part of my goal. And you'll see that some of the modules are locked and they will open once you become engaged. And also just so you know, once we reach 100 members, you guys right now, you guys that are in here, you are the founders. You're grandfathered in. You won't ever have to worry about paying a monthly fee because you're in. Okay. But new members after the 100, unless I throw out a few promotionals here and there, they'll be paying a monthly fee. And this is going to help me to continue to do this and what I do because I'm really ready to retire from my job. And so once I'm retired, I can do this full time. This is what I love to do. So yeah, you guys can definitely help me get on that journey. Let's see, there's a member pending. I'll go ahead and approve her. I know who that is. And then one other thing I want to show you. And so this is one of the projects I'm working on. I'm going to go here. And I'm going to refresh the screen. And so it's gone back and forth. I'm already logged in, by the way. But I created this app, no code. This is just one of the examples. And so I'll go ahead and click on play. It might seem a little corny right now because you don't really hear the sounds and stuff. But, and of course, just want to take his sweet time now. Where is he? Okay, when something wants to have a bug in it, it has a bug. Let me go back to the program here. Let's do this again. Interesting. What I will do is I probably got to go and make some changes, but I'll just tell you that this is it's two platforms that I'm working with. And you guys have probably heard of it. It's Superbase and also Horizons Hostinger. And so I love that you can go in and you just really put your prompts in and it builds everything for you. Whether it's this is the back end and then this is the front end. And yeah, I don't know why it's not working right now because it was just working. Let's see if I can fix it really quick. But you saw how it's not working. Okay, I click the button.
Can you tell us the name of that app? Because I have a project that I'm putting together and I need something to help me with the front and back end so I can launch a little faster.
Yeah, this is Hostinger.
Oh,
Horizon. Yeah. And then
oh, okay.
and the back end is Superbase.
Okay, Superbase. Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And Superbase gave me quite a bit of a learning curve. I did a course for Rich Girls Academy probably in June, I think it was. And the front end was easy. But the back end, I was recording when I was doing it. I was like, oh, wait a minute. No, because I believe in when I show you, I want to show you how I learned it. And I also want to show you the things I encountered. Because that's, I think the thing that people don't really get to see is how do you troubleshoot it? How do you fix the problems? So, I wanted to do my video and do all those things. However, it was too much, too many problems all at once. So I said, let me just take a scale back. Yeah, see, it's still broken because it normally doesn't take this long to load. But this is a game that I had created. One thing I like about hosting is if you do know anything about coding, they've opened this up, the section over here, so you can actually pop into the files and do some updates. And I even, was having ChatGPT help me out with this, and it didn't even know that you can download the code from Hostingers. I had to tell it, like, no, the files are there, you can get them. So it was.
Also try Google Studio because it has a built-in developer to
I
help
know
you
which one
with
you're talking about.
that too. So
You're talking about
yeah, and now
what's it called?
now I'm using that with Google Studio.
Mhm. I know, but it's called something, and
Yeah, Google
I
Studio.
use it. Firebase.
Oh, the app inside of it. Yeah. Oh, okay. That's the thing then. I
Huh?
think
Yeah.
that's the same thing then.
No. So this is Hostinger.
Inside of Google Studio.
Yeah, they have what they call Firebase. The back end to this is Superbase. I used to get them mixed up too. But I have a project that I'm doing in Firebase as well, and it connects to your Google Cloud, I think it is. So yeah, I'm familiar with that. I was working in the project there too. The only thing that I didn't find, unless you found it, is that I didn't see an AI assistant that help you. You just prompt it and it just does what you want it to do. So that's to me that.
Yeah, it reads your screen. It works with you live and reads your screen.
Okay. So
Have you
then
found that one where you can work live?
I think so. If we're talking about the same one, Firebase. I haven't been in here a little while, but this is the one that I'm aware of that works with Google. So you sign in with your Google account. It's a studio. Is that the one you're talking about?
No, the one I'm referring to is built inside of Google Studio.
Yeah, this is studio. Oh, but you're saying it's a Google
Oh,
studio.
Yeah.
It doesn't look like this. This is Firebase Studio. There's so many. See, it says Firebase Google. Yeah. Is this the one you're talking about?
No, mine look different. I can message you when
Okay.
I get home and find it. Yeah, I'll message it to you. I'll send it to you.
Okay. Yeah,
Okay.
because this is firebasegoogle.com. And they have like the same game. I actually started making in there. I'm gonna show you. Let me see if it's gonna pull it up. But I will say for the UI, and when I say UI, that's the user interface. I actually liked Hostingers better. Some of the projects that I built here in some of the other apps, it had that like just a regular web app feel. It didn't have the exciting colors and the animations and stuff like that. Um, this is setting up the workspace because I haven't been in here in a while. But these are some of the kind of things we'll be doing. We'll dabble into Make. I don't know if you guys have heard of Make. It's the automation and workflow tool that helps you schedule things, do a lot of things like that. We'll also be making our chat GPTs, our own GPTs. I've made about 8 or 9 of them over here. So not Canva. I didn't make Canva. I've used the Canva inside here. But we'll be creating our own. See. Is it ready? It's still yeah, it's been a while since I've been in that one. But I like the look and feel of this one. Let's see, did it fix it? Let's see. No, I think the last push that I put out, let me just undo this one. So that's the other thing about it. It will undo changes that you made. If it broke something, you undo it and you tell them what was broken, it tries it over. So while that's loading, I'll go here. So this is the one. So here's that same game, and this is in Supabase. And I can't remember if I create a user ID or password. Oh yeah, so this is this one is you type it in. Thought I had an account for this one. Let's just do. So you guys will see a lot of these popping up now. There's so many. There's so many. Okay, let's see how this one. So here's it. So this is just a sample data that they're using. It's Alice's turn. So I don't see this one. It doesn't give you the questions. It just spins around and picks, tells you whose turn it is. It's still Alice's turn. It's still Alice's turn. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So those are the kind of quirks and things that you have to work through when you are, building, because it's, it'll build it, but we have to give it the logic that we want it to have. And it should have skipped to somebody else's turn by now. And then the one that I'm building in Hostinger, let's see if it came up now. I didn't completely break it, I'm sure, but there's something that's not working in here. But the one that I built here, it actually will not read the questions, but it'll put the questions on screen. I've also included that it does points, that it calculates the player score. So I have a classic mode. There's a button where if you don't want to do the dare or the truth, you click it and you have to take a drink, or you can skip a turn. So I built some things into what I was trying to do. Lastly was put in the sound effects, and the voice was working, but the sound effects wasn't. So I had to go back and prompt it, and then now that's when it's broke. But you can see in the history, you can see all the different prompts and the different code changes that it made throughout. And the pricing in Hostinger is not too bad, by the way. So Let's see if there we go. So here, so this is the in-person mode because not everyone is going to be online. And I'm thinking logically, like, what if I want to play this and people are sitting at the table? Everybody shouldn't have to log in if they don't want to. So I'm going to put a few people in here. So now that's something different because usually the names show up as I add them. So let's see. So you need more players. That part's broken now. You want to be detailed when you tell them what's not working. When I add the name, and so sometimes what you'll find is the authentication. So when the player is not logged in, they don't need to be authenticated. So, and I had to tell the system that, and it was like, okay, yeah, you're right. So they had to remove that part from authentication, and allow those players to be in the game. And then, like I said, at some point that part was working, but this is part of development, right? I mean, if we were to do this with code, it would take a lot longer because you do a lot of testing. And right now, I mean, you still do your fair amount of testing. It's more or less you're testing the front end of the screen, by what you visually see, and then you're just putting that information into the platforms and letting them do the hard work, what I call the hard work. I've taken a couple of coding classes, and coding is easy for some and not so easy for others. And so I am not a coding expert, but I can understand the code, and I think I know enough to get to where I need to be. So right here it tells me what the plan is to fix it. And I'll tell you that my frustration was before, like, okay, you said you fixed it, but it's still not working. So right now it says it updated the files. Let's see. It's back now, and I know the meeting's going to end soon, and I don't plan to keep the classes long. Maybe every now and then, if we need more time, we'll do that, especially when we're in the lab, hands-on. Let me see. I always put his name because he likes to drink. Okay, so now it added his name, then it added Vicky's name. And so you really need like 3 players. I'm already signed in. It needs to have at least 1 signed in player. So let's see what it gives me now. So here is a, what's your most embarrassing moment? Let me pop this out in a bigger screen. Okay, of course it wants me to start over. Okay, and I'm just going to do this for demo purposes. I'm going to not even read the questions. I'm just going to go through it. And then, so now I don't see it adding up the scores. It's supposed to give 5 points for the yeses, 2 points if you took a shot. So it kind of changed this because it looked different before too. And yeah, it's not doing that. So that's another part of troubleshooting that I have to do. The other thing that I'm building into this is the pack store. So I'm going to have to build out the different packages to go along with this app. And then once it's done, I'm going to add this to Apple and to Android. And see, it's even taken, oh, there's my avatar. Okay. I was just able to get the avatar working because at first this wasn't working. The user ID, I mean, the username, when you add it, it wasn't working. So those are the quirky things about no code building because the systems will kind of miss when you're developing. And I would say that can happen whether, you're doing the full stack or not. So anyway, I know that we're almost out of time. Are there any questions in the chat room?
I have a question.
Sure.
How do you upload your app to the Apple and Google Play Store?
Well, I'm going to be teaching that as well. So
Oh,
they
nice.
Yeah, so because like I said, I want to teach everything that I know. And so that's going to be later in one of the modules. But I know that they have different protocols that your app has to meet certain conditions. And so we'll discuss and go over all that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because I have an app. I'm kind of scared to share it because I haven't like done the legal stuff to
Yeah.
protect it, but it's gonna be a good one.
Okay.
It's gonna be a good one.
Okay. Yeah, I have like 8 in the pipeline that I'm working on. And I'm like, so I shared this because like I said, I went out and I saw that there's other apps, like this. I think mine has probably a little more functionality built into it. I'm just waiting to get my sound right, and so right now this is test mode.
Right.
So I need it to give me the sample or let me upload some sample sounds and voice, and then it needs to put it where it needs to go. That shouldn't, if it's no code, I shouldn't have to think about that. I should just be able to tell it like this is what I want you to do, right? So there's a question in there, and my assistant's going to read.
Selena asked if it's too late to do the challenge from yesterday.
Oh no, absolutely. Go for it. Go for it. We love to see what you come up with.
And then Raymond asked a question, using AI, can I create commands for Excel macros?
Oh yeah. I'm going to say I've done so many things, and maybe one of the other classes if you see my chat GPT, and we might get cut off, but if you see my chat GPT, I have projects over here that I'm running. I have different, I have toilet purchase options. Texas attorney practice rules, because my brother had a question. Canvas safe list domains, TikTok trends, truth or dare points. I mean, almost everything you can.
Raymond wants to know what AI platforms would you recommend?
I'll have a recommendation list. I'll put it out in one of the modules, probably in the getting started for the things that I use and what I recommend. And of course, they'll have my affiliate links in there because hey, we're all in here to get some side hustle, make some money, not to break the bank, but yeah. So anyway, I want to thank everyone for joining the classroom today, and feel free to ask more questions in the discussion board under the community.
Some AI platform suggestions in the school.
Yeah, and I'll be putting some of the suggestions in the school. I'll also send links to Hostinger and Superbase for the ones that we kind of looked at today. All right. Thanks, everyone. Have a great evening. It didn't